up, ladies and gentlemen? Typod News here, and welcome to the Valley. I'm excited for this. I hope it's as good as I hope it is. I hope it's better than I hope it is. LifeSeed is said to contain an incredible earth-shattering power. While mostly written off as myth, some archaeologists are still determined to track down the elusive item, luring some to incredibly remote locations.
Hey, looks like I missed you. I just wanted to wish you luck before you headed out. I still can't believe you're doing this. I mean, hunting down the... what was it? The LifeSeed? You gotta admit, that sounds crazy. I mean, even if this mythological thing that can shatter worlds or whatever actually exists, what are the chances of you tracking down this ancient relic in the middle of the Rocky Mountains? Listen, I know you want to prove the thing exists. I get that. It's an adventure. Hell, it's your career, but can't you do something normal like the rest of us and just backpack Europe or something? Spend a month in Thailand? But hey, if by some miracle you find this thing and become the most famous archaeologist of all time, beers are on me. I'll even trade in your tinfoil hat for a whip and fedora. I just really hope all those canoeing lessons pay off.
It's the deer moose tree. Shift around. Thank you. Already ahead of the game. There's no crouching yet. Oh, it's so pretty. Oh, it's so pretty. It's so beautiful. So cute. Oh, it's a crevasse. Yeah. Oh, it's gardens, actually. These graphics are amazing. Fireflies! Oh, the fireflies. Hi. You're making noises. Are you ghosty birds? You're so cute. I want like 12. I want... Are you okay, buddy? They're so cute. Look at that. Look at the little ghosty birds. It's a good day to be me. Somebody else had something fall apart. An old army truck. Must have crashed here ages ago. Yeah, no kidding. A leaf suit. Am I gonna put the whole thing on? I just find the whole mechanical suit and decide to put it on. Pendulum. Daddy,
Welcome to the Pathfinder program. As a Pathfinder, you will be tasked with operating and testing the newly developed Leaf suit as our hard-working scientists at Pendulum develop new ways to empower our troops fighting the war in Europe. With the power of the Leaf suit, you will be able to perform unimaginable feats. Leaping high into the air. Sprinting as quickly as a cheetah. Even manipulating life and death itself are part of the many stunts accomplished by the Leaf suit. In addition to these marvelous wonders, an audio reel recorder built directly into the suit allows a Pathfinder to conveniently listen to important intelligence, hands-free during training exercises. And don't forget to keep an ear out for new upgrades available for your suit, as our scientists continue looking for new ways to improve the fearsome might of the Leaf suit. Good luck and safe journey as you test the limits of this amazing new technology.
Manipulate life and death itself. Cool leaf suit, huh? Yeah, you're not even questioning this. You're like, yeah, I'm totally gonna put that on.
Virginia King. Audio Journal, June 4th, 1941. Shortly after the outbreak of war in Europe, I was enlisted by the Army to study the history of this valley. The mysterious forest sprites seem to be the last living remnants of the long-lost culture that once lived here.
The little bird ghosts.
A large number of them seem to inhabit the northeast sector of the valley, just past the ruins where the Life Seed, rumored to possess an earth-shattering power, was found. That's as good a place as any to study them.
Life Seed actually exists? Yeah, no kidding. Run down slopes to gain momentum to jump higher and further. Oh, this is gonna be awesome. This is so cool. Let's go. This is awesome. I am so happy right now. Look at this thing. Oh my gosh. Energy stored within the leaf cell known as anthridite can be given to once living things. Shoot energy towards dead trees or animals. That's my next assault leaf suits must be wait. vast life forms, such as blades of grass, provide no value. Wait. Oh, Mr. Mr. Deer Island. This is awesome. This is so cool. Oh my gosh. I'm just absolutely drooling over this game right now. Find a way through. Seems like the fireflies are active. Oh, it's so pretty.
The Army calls this valley Area 634, but I've ascribed a new word for it. Susurrus. The beauty of that word seems to rival the majesty of this place. I suppose that would make its ancient inhabitants officially known as Surians.
I love them. Oh,
To
thank
think these
gosh,
ruins have
they got
existed
little
here for so
faces and
long.
everything.
They predate any known civilization on the continent. They seem to have infused the life energy from trees into their infrastructure, but how?
Yes. Look at your little masks. I love it, I love it, I love it, I love it. Before I need, I'm guessing I'm gonna get the other two here. There we go. Oops. Mistake. Okay. Energy just flowing all around. Can't jump up there, yeah.
Luckily for me, the military is helping to explore all these ruins through the soldiers piloting leaf suits. They call these soldiers pathfinders since they can trek through terrain normally inaccessible to someone like me. Every guy back home.
Access an ancient pyramid, collect enough pieces to be an engine.
Gonna want to go joyriding in a leaf suit. But until the military's project comes to a close, we're cut off from any contact outside the valley. I guess the world will have to wait just a bit longer to get their hands on these rides.
This is so cool. I wonder if there's anything in here. Always makes me curious. Ooh, I can get it. Use falling momentum to break through cracked surfaces. Soldiers piloting leaf suits leap effortlessly through air functionality are known as pathfinders. Their ability to manipulate life with running speeds up to 110 kilometers per hour. That's awesome. The journey begins.
Just what are these glowing orbs that everyone is making a fuss over? They're absolutely beautiful. They seem to grow randomly throughout the valley. I know nothing about them other than that they are indigenous to this valley and that the army is using their energy for their war project. That's about as much as they'll tell me. It's such a shame. I wish they would just let them be. But I suppose it's the whole reason we're here to begin with.
Don't mess with life forces to fund war projects. That's a poor plan that works out in the movies. It's not going to work out here. Ooh, what's under here? More life forces. See, like, personally, I prefer bringing life back to things as opposed to taking it away. Hi, buddies! You look so happy! I'm so glad. I'm so excited. I'm so happy. In this game, it's absolutely gorgeous. Speaking of gorgeous. Whoa, 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 whoa. Leaf Suit's quantum death functionality allows the user to return to life after dying. The more you die, the more the value becomes. No, that's not how it says. These things are not valid. Hey, hello. We don't. It's not going to happen. What's this? We're not trading. What's the guy like to do? Oh, I can't grab that. That seems like impossible work.
It's clear to me that the natives of the valley worshipped the giant tree here almost as a deity. Great lengths were taken to construct obelisks around this tree, which the ancients used to help grow it. I've begun to use the term Titan tree to designate this species. According to my interpretations, once every 1,000 years, the Titan tree will produce the mythological and famed life seed, said to possess the power to shatter the world into fragments. No wonder the military is so interested in this place.
So that tree produces a life seed. Sacred trees are common in mythologies around the world, typically acting as symbols of growth, decay, and resurrection. Some act as concepts, such as the world tree Yggdrasil of Norse mythology, which provided a map for the composition of the universe, acting as a link between heaven, earth, and the underworld. But more recently, in Christian belief, the tree life represents the immaculate state of humanity before its exposure to original sin causing its fall. I'm having issues with someone else as well, apparently. Or someone else is having issues. Oh, you get a life. You get a life. Everyone gets a life. There you go. evidence or something. Excited about it, but family issues, about family issues, school issues, music teachers issues, money with the year. Hey, you're telling me that the water kills me? Very heavy equipment. This makes water equipment. Thanks for the warning. I was like, oh, cool, water, yada yada yada. Water won't be dangerous, it's just water. Nope. Gotta go destroy some life and some stuff. Let's get our life on. Yeah, boy, let's go. Shoreline like it's nothing. Giving life to trees, there's a chance one or more golden acorns will grow. We can use acorns to open acorn doors. Let's eat open doors.
The playful little sprites of this valley, which I've come to call daemons, are so lively. I've done my best to study their behaviors, but without a zoologist on site, I'm mostly coming up dry. They're completely harmless, so the army tends to ignore them as they go about their research. I wonder if the world would clamor to have these daemons as pets. I'm sure my mother could use one. Better than all those feral cats in her backyard anyways.
It's probably not a good thing. There'd be a black market trade, there'd be poaching, you know, it's just My mother would tell me stories of daemons as ghostly and benevolent nature spirits. That name seems fitting, yet will have to do for now until a zoologist can classify the forest sprites more appropriately. Let's hit ghostly. It's not the song I sang back when I was in Colby. There's a ball. Wait. That's cool. I'm gonna wait for that actually. I think there was another path. Down there, but I don't. My guess is there are a lot of paths because of just how much movement we have. get a life. Please get a life. No, come back in the airport. Oh, weave. There we go. That was some expert moving right there. Boom. Boom. An expert lightstick. Look at me go. Look at me go. Oh my gosh, this is the best. I'm having such a good time with this game. Activate the 2 remaining obelisks. Okay. I can do that. I need some more life first. Get on the tree. Let's go. The only thing I might take life from is the vines. All of the sprites, I would never take life from you. I already did once, but I gave it right back. I was sorry. I was very, very sorry. I felt absolutely horrible. Let's go. I'm about to go rock copper.
The origin of this valley's inhabitants continues to elude me. They seem to have coexisted with the mysterious forest sprites. I find loose hints of Mesoamerican civilizations such as the Olmec, with their renowned colossal headstone sculptures dating back to 900 BC. Strangely, though, the Olmec civilization was much younger and located no less than 5,000 kilometers away from here.
More issues. Oh, wouldn't it be nice if people were considered? That would just be amazing. Leap. Okay. Still more life to that valley. Life to something already live. Please return. What is dead? What can I restore? There we go. It's pretty alive. Valley's back to full health. Can't go over there yet. Whoa. Don't tell me this. Oh, come on. That was inches of water. It's inches of water. Come on, bro. Dearie. Restore the valley. Restore the valley up to full health. More importantly. There we go. I just keep saying how beautiful it is. My gosh. And I can run infinitely at 128 kilometers an hour maximum. I mean, that's pretty cool. 118 or whatever it said. Let's go.
According to legend, the Life Seed is said to be a bringer of death on a global scale, splintering the Earth into fragments. Such end-time scenarios are common across mythologies, from the apocalypse to Ragnarok. However, it's unusual for the event to surround a particular object, especially one acquired by mortals.
It's not only deer and rabbits that inhabit this valley. I'm faster than you are. Look at me go. Look at me go down these hills. Whee! I'm having so much fun. You have no idea. Oh wait. There we go. Okay. Cool. And we first get an apron for that. I'm just a nice guy and I bring stuff back to life for fun. I don't do it for fun. Straight down we go.
How did this civilization take hold so far north? The land here isn't arable, yet the population that lived here was clearly sedentary in nature. This leads me to believe this place was used as a sacred ground. Are these monuments to the mythical cannibal giants of native lore? The Saiteka?
Oh, am I gonna have to deal with cannibal giants? No, from Pathfinder, just my luck first day on a training run, and what do I run into? One of those Amrita swarms. They kept on warning us about it, briefing. The darn thing nearly killed me. Thank goodness I had enough energy to pacify the swarm. What on earth made them so aggressive? Boost it up, kid. Get to higher and further areas by
Andrew Fisher, lead physicist, beginning Pathfinder testing on the Icarus boost upgrade. The secondary boost augmentation to the leaf suit should allow a Pathfinder to jump twice in sequence through the air, increasing the height and distance of their leap drastically. Report any defects to a commanding officer immediately.
Well, pyramids are common throughout Mesoamerica. I still couldn't believe my eyes seeing one such structure here in the valley. Thankfully, the military had the decency to build one of their grotesque facilities a few hundred meters away. Apparently, the Pathfinders are seeking a way to get in by gathering artifacts. We'll double jump as little as possible. I almost did. I'm so focused on swarms.
Given how rarely a life seed is produced, I was so excited when I discovered there was one found in the valley. Apparently the military was just as excited as they immediately confiscated it to study at the Soma facility on the mountaintop.
Soma!
They won't let me anywhere near it.
Must be atop that elevator shaft outside. Alright then, let's go. Is there anything down here? I didn't mean to double. Why did the music get so cute? Some facility. Amrita swarms indigenous to the valley are incredibly aggressive. It's advisable to maintain a considerable distance between oneself and the swarm, otherwise it will send a wave of attack drones. Like a bee's defense, the swarms will suicide themselves to protect the rest of the cluster. Lovely. I'm so excited about that. I almost made it up there. Let's see. Anything else? Yellow. Oh. Wandering around, restoring life to the environment. Yeah, it's me. They can be pacified with life energy damage if their attacks affects your energy count damage to 0. Result to death. Where are they? I didn't see it. Oh, they had to. Somebody had to. Oh, shoot. Cool. Hey, dudes. Seem like nice guys. Hey.
If there's one thing I could do without in this valley, it's those damn Amrita swarms that seem to infect this place. They aren't so bad when they're calm, but when they're starved of Amrita energy, they become incredibly aggressive, sending waves of drones toward intruders and suicidal attacks. They seem to be becoming angrier the longer we're here.
Can you blame them? Energy canister increases energy capacity by 4 units. I still need one more for my hero. Generators used by the army have been designed to accept Amrita energy. Try activating one of your suit's energy.
Reminder, you are approaching a high security area. All Area 634 personnel present proper identification badges upon entry. Unauthorized personnel will be detained and questioned.
Very high up. Oh, okay. I can sit through the whole thing. That's a very loud elevator. When a Pathfinder dies while wearing the leaf suit, they're revived at the cost of other nearby living things. This exciting yet dangerous functionality is known as quantum immortality. Know where to go for that. Can't go any higher. Nice. Oh, we're going lower. Close enough.
From what I've been told, Thesaurus was discovered back in 1811 by a surveyor seeking to map this remote region. No one believed what he reportedly saw. Due to the sheer remoteness of this region, his story was written off as the senile delusions of an old man, and his tale was soon forgotten. It was not until recently that the government was approached by a scientist named Andrew Fisher to use this location as an alternative energy project of some sort. How he came to discover this place is beyond me.
Hi, ghosties. Yeah. David's been riding me again. It's like the guy can't take a nap anymore these days. Sure, I was on guard duty most of the time, but what am I guarding against? There's nothing out here. Yesterday I saw a rabbit run by. It was the highlight of my day. Oh. Look at me. I got 5 energy batteries. I got little ghosties to keep me company. Hello, dudes. Wait, are you still happy? Are you still happy or are you sad? You're still happy, okay. Oh, come on! I dislike you, There goes 2 leaves. Oh, no. You're not gonna die tonight. the outside. Pacified, seriously. Yeah, I'm glad I didn't land there. I don't like that. The wind was very loud. The wind was scarier than the Amrita swarms. Can't open that. Okay. I didn't even realize I was dead. Or that was the thing. I could make it dead or alive. There's a lot of vines here. Take it from this vines. Hey, dude. Cinderellas. Get alive. Looking the pipes on this place is a real pain. It's as though they went out of their way to build the facility in the worst place imaginable just to make it tough on lowly pipe fitters like me. Repairing a pressure system leak takes me half the day just to get to it. They ain't paying me enough if you ask me. The medallion? Cool. Restored you. Oh, wait. There's more. I almost missed that. Therefore, I am stupid. Please keep a safe distance away from Amrita swarms. They become territorially aggressive when in need of Amrita. If a swarm is blocking access for you, please request for a Pathfinder to pacify the swarm. Yeah, what? There we go. Oh, okay. I'm just looking around for stuff to bring back. Stay on the lookout for any intruders in the premises. A number of guards have reported seeing shadowy figures watching our operations from afar. Could be a sign of possible espionage. Report trespassers sightings at once. I kind of doubt that's what it is. I think we've left it back. Oh, you're shorter than I thought. Uppity pipes. They still have power, yes they do. Can I get back in there? Looks like I'm on my own. Downing while wearing the leaf suit is an incredible experience. No one outside myself can possibly observe it. Best way I can describe it is a daydream when I sometimes gets lost in my dive up only to lake in the next second I was standing by the shore and no one else being wise about what just happened to me as a deep in the rig. I don't like that. Swing yourself to new places with a viper coil, allowing pathfinders to latch onto dead-eye cannons. Each use costs some energy. Oh my god.
The Viper Coil upgrade to the leaf suit allows Pathfinders to grapple onto certain target points within a limited range, allowing them to reach areas where jumps prove insufficient. For testing purposes, the Viper Coil is currently limited to particular targets.
large portion of the valley mapped out so far. As far as I know, we've explored most of the Acorn doors. I hear there are a couple squads with almost enough battalions to access that big step pyramid. There's a step pyramid? Awesome! Valley's back to full health. Yay!
As lonely as it's been with the isolation policy in effect, I've often found myself in the company of a Pathfinder named Edwin Hall. The things he can do in a leaf suit are astounding. Some nights we'll head to the rooftop above my office and watch the auroras.
The office here?
I have no idea what he could possibly see in me, though. I tend to ramble a lot.
No.
I mean, who wouldn't find Mesoamerican calendrical systems anything other than fascinating? Guys love that stuff, right?
No. Most guys don't. I find it interesting. But I don't count. I'm an odd character. More life, more trees. Yay. Need to go looking for more golden acorns. I'm taking my time. I know I'm wandering, but I'm pulling out what's her face and rambling. But I love this game. I love this game so much. I hope you had the time of your life. Any acorn? For me. And I owe it all to you. Well, there's an acorn. There's two acorns. Nearly missing. Wait, can I just go around without double jumping along? Nope. I didn't have to double jump behind it. Oh yeah, it's over there. I'm so curious. Probably not. Blue mushrooms are all putting to say that. That's what I'm going to say. Oh no, are you dead? You or you're not? I love this game. Guessing that was done before it even moved. Plot twist, Edwin, your buddy, is working for the man. And he's just trying to get information out of you. Make sure you don't betray them. Just float for a second. Yes, I did. Okay, I'm not crazy most of the time. There's a lot of energy around here. Must be getting ready for something. Everyone here thinks I'm a liar. No one believes I got attacked by a grizzly bear during one of my runs. Luckily, I managed to extract its life before it could swipe at my face. I got real far before turning back to return its life energy. Hope I never see the likes of him again. No one believed in him. It's an ammonio. That means they're grizzly bears. Yay! I like bears in general. I like bears. Finger shrooms that grab you and wrap you up tight when you sleep in fright. Breath is squeezed as black. Deception, taste of copper, by sweet breathing. Breathe around. I don't know what I said. Oh. You get alive. Medallions are getting cleaned up fast. Getting into that pyramid first is going to be tough. Hopefully I find some more quick. I want to be the first to explode. Let me dry out. Oh, I got 3 or 4. Nice. You get alive. You get alive. Any acorns? We'll use some of those. I'm low on acorns. I missed. Found a bug. hug. Honestly, the first issue that there's been in this game, besides the jumping on nothing. Another medallion, another medallion. I want a grizzly bear. Can I get a grizzly? Tree hugger. Yeah, no kidding. That's me. Wait, let's see. Let's see something quick. See what kind of achievements there are. Collect enough medallions to get access to all of them. Defeat the Alpha. Complete Titan Rock. Complete. Get entry through all Acorn Doors. Sassurian Pyramid. Music Box. Life Seed. Stop it. Collect all upgrades. Complete the game without the valley dying. All that I will seek to do. Like dying completely, or dying at all. Because if it's dying at all, I've already failed. Soma. All that reminds me of is the Soma video game, and that's the negative thing. I wasn't a fan of Soma. I know a lot of people used to fall in it, but I thought it was subpar. Hi, ghosties. You're cool. I missed you. I missed you. You're so cute. I'm waiting inside. As long as it's been abandoned. Where did everyone go? What can I open here? That's the biggest question. All this way from one energy. It's okay, right? That's the training grounds. Wait, where's my restore? That's our green person. There's green. Life. That's right. Are all of them dead up there? Too nice, you know, I probably get an achievement for just sucking the life out of things. I can't do that. I can't do that. No. That would be cruel and unusual. But not for me. For me, it restores my energy and it's actually helpful, but I would do that. Destroying the little lines on the side. I'm way too nice. Hey. so that just restores them. Okay. I almost jumped it off. Oh, I gotta go back down anyway. There's a bunch of crates. I saw green somewhere. I didn't hallucinate.
While I appreciate being brought in to study the valley, I wish the military's presence here wasn't so domineering. I can't say these giant structures add much to the view. It would be nice if this was simply a place of study and conservation. I'm doing my best to steer the army away from the ruins, but the only thing that seems to concern them is their project. Gathering up as many of these strange orbs as they possibly can.
That'll do her. I got it out of there and keep back. Okay, I gotta get back upstairs. Hey, that worked a lot better than I could have ever hoped for. Just a bucket of energy. It is. Hey, dude. Where's the storage? Yeah, man. It looks like. It's probably sucking the life out of the valley. Rather volatile. Why were you so fast? Hey, Corny. Oh, that's something else. Rain blocker had rain. Ooh, I'm not jumping down there. Wait, yeah, I figured. Here we go. Boom. The life seed found within the valley, produced once every 1,000 years from the so-called Titan tree, has been constricted by military something. Scent. Alright. I think I'm gonna look through storage cells. There we go. Took everything I could. blood. That is blood. Yay. How exciting. I'd give anything to be a Pathfinder, but there's no way I'd ever be eligible unless I suddenly lost 60 pounds. That'll never happen. Too bad. I bet you can pick up a lot of girls in those areas. There's a lot of stuff you can pick up in these things. They're super powered. Within the Soma facility, we're surrounded by unread fuel slugs extracted from the valley. As such, we tend to be isolated from the effects of the Pathfinder's quantum death side effects. I was amazed to one day step out of the facility to see scores of trees dead around me. Ooh, yeah, I called that one. I got audio logs.
September 17th, 1942. My name is Andrew Fisher, leading physicist and head of Project Pendulum. Pendulum is the research and development project directed by the Army Corps of Engineers to produce a weapon of mass destruction that can bring an end to the war through the unconditional surrender of our enemies. In response to the spy-ridden efforts of the Manhattan Project, headed by my cohort, Robert Oppenheimer, Pendulum has been founded under the utmost secrecy. Funds, pride, and soldiers' lives are all on the line in a race to win the war, thus giving rise to the name Pendulum.
Oh. I saw one of the Amrita swarms. Where'd he go?
Nazi and Soviet espionage, Pendulum's location and purpose is unknown to the outside world. Taking a cue from the Manhattan Project, only a small few know of Pendulum's purpose, operating under the guise of an alternative energy project. As it came to light that Manhattan had been plagued with espionage, it was agreed upon to shroud Pendulum within the government itself. All those who knew of Pendulum's true intent are here. Though admittedly extreme, we can ensure an ironclad umbrella of secrecy. Information can only come in, and none can go out. As far as anyone outside this valley knows, Pendulum does not exist. This valley does not exist.
Come on. Come on. I can't go back. Oh, I can go back. Okay. How do I... There we go. I knew there had to be a way. Ooh, that's a lot of equals. More such that's lying around. Weird, alright. I'm more observant next time. Let's see. I'm not out of any energy. I'm a sneaky soon. Off go. Into the wild wood. Okay. Got it.
Welcome to the Pendulum Research and Development Suite. All personnel must report.
Better finish up this project soon. Those supply drops are only scheduled to arrive for a few more months. Otherwise, due to the isolation policy, we're on our own. The pilots know nothing of this operation other than their orders to drop off supplies to this location until the end of this year. I think they were told this for a mining operation. No wonder Fisher's going mad over our timelines. Another medallion. Got 2 for that. I'm low on 2 energy. I shouldn't do too much. Hey, off we go. Off we go. That's a light bulb, not energy. Oh, that's a different kind of energy, not the energy I want. Look at that. Almost worshipping the Pathfinders. This looks like a dead end, so I'm gonna go this way. Nope, it looks like that's not the dead end, so I'm not gonna go that way. I've been ordered to patrol the Soma facility again today. I've circled through the same rooms 30 times since noon. At least I get to smile at the Q scientist in the pressure chambers each time. She hasn't smiled back at me yet. I hope she doesn't find me creepy. It's odd to think about what exactly a life is once you've experienced quantum death. What exactly are the ingredients that make up my life? My ingredients aren't really any different than anyone else's. Carbon, calcium, hydrogen, etc. held together with some energy. So what exactly makes me me? I guess, if anything, I'm just a pattern, one of the forms out of the chaotic blender of matter in the universe, like a whirlpool out of the water, and when I die, that pattern simply dissipates back into the cosmos. Are we all the same universe, simply expressing itself? Whoa, deep. I hear mace. She's full. I'm okay with that. Alright, now I can go get the thing now. Yeah. What did I just boot up? I have no idea. Damage upgrade, I need one more. My next battery. Ooh, that's actually 11. Several guards on night watch have reported large creature sightings. Some of are a little shaken by it. It might just be that stuck up here in the middle of nowhere for so long is finally getting to them. Either way, we'll need a full annual psychological assessment for all personnel in the near future. Charlotte Smith. Ralph, I saw you take a sip of my coffee this morning, and it wasn't the first time either. You know how scarce coffee's getting around here. Please stop sipping my coffee. What was that? I'm getting real sick of your attitude, Ralph. I saw you sneak into my office to steal pencils again. I'm running low and really need them for my work. The next supply drop isn't until the spring. Stop stealing my pencils, please, and thank you. That's no good. Simmons is sucking up to Fisher again. He's always first to volunteer for assignments, which is no surprise, as Fisher can hardly enter a room without him following it. He's not even all that smart. He's just great at agreeing with Fisher, everything Fisher has to say. Is that how you get ahead nowadays? Yeah, a little bit. The energy orbs growing here are key to the valley. Pendulum completely depends on the vast magnitude of energy these orbs contain within them. Regardless of where they came from, they are the key to ending the war. Through a pendulum, we can harness the so-called Amrita energy of the orbs and release it however we see fit. Oppenheimer's atomic bomb will pale in comparison to what we can produce here. Oh. The reactor and thermal diffuser is very unstable and must be located both far apart and underground to ensure any accidental explosions are contained. Large vents are needed to circulate cool air deep into the mountain. Conveniently, one of the mountains has already had ancient tunnels leading deep to the heart of the mountain. The site was chosen for the thermal diffuser and weapons site. The two sites are connected via underground trail to transport materials. Can I suck the life out of them? I can. I'm not going to do that. Area 634 isolation policy currently in effect. All vehicles and personnel entering the site can no longer leave until the project completion. The rail tunnel and airport will remain closed until that time. All communication is in full lockdown. Well, things went downhill fast. I'll walk right through you. Oh wait, you actually are little bugs. I thought you were just like... Large-scale extinction event occurred in North America at the end of the Pleistocene period. Interestingly, the epicenter seems to stem from the valley's location. Could Area 634 have anything to do with it? RV self-report.
I can't believe it. I'm almost at a loss for words. This is the discovery of a lifetime. No, of the 20th century. Have I found Schrodinger's cat? This is beyond my wildest imagination. As a result of the reaction between the Amrita energy and the Pathfinder's own life force, they experience what I have dubbed quantum death. When a Pathfinder dies while wearing the suit, their consciousness branches into a new reality, unharmed. They achieve quantum immortality.
Medallion. Very scared of you for a minute there. You certainly came out of there fast. There we go. Battery, I've ran through the annual psychological assessment for all personnel stationed at Area 634. Many are reaching a breaking point in their isolation from friends and family back home, and their work hours demanded from them is taking a toll on morale. Despite this, they're quite mentally stable. The project lead, Andrew Fisher, does concern me. Oh no, you mean the head guy of a mad scientist weapon project is unstable? It's shocking, truly. The Leaf Suit may prove to be the pinnacle feat of Pendulum, the ability to manipulate life and death using the God Hand, and the agility and the ability to circumvent death. All thanks to the Amrita energy converted from the Valley's orbs, we can create the ultimate soldier. The Mark II's success will herald a new wave of iterations. The way Edwin makes a show with Virginia all the time really makes my teeth grind. Everyone knows that romantic involvement between personnel is prohibited, yet no one does anything about it. Why does he get to run around with a girl while the rest of us sit around and play poker for the 9,000th time? And that's true.
program. You've been selected among an elite few to participate in an experimental study to test out Pendulum's newly designed Leaf suit. Do you have what it takes to master the marvels of this groundbreaking technology?
Yes, I do.
Pathfinders are divided into squads of 3. Your objectives include testing Leaf technology and to aid...
To produce bombs of unparalleled yield, we rely upon the life seed housed within a reactor found deep underground beneath the Soma facility. By harvesting the high-energy yield orbs found within the valley, we pass their energy through the life seed, which acts as a sort of amplifier, magnifying the energy to unprecedented levels. The explosives we create here will dwarf anything the Manhattan Project could ever possibly fathom.
The toxicology report came in from the autopsy conducted by the latest Pathfinder fatality. As expected, an excess of DX9 led to cardiac arrest. Oh wait, that'd be 69. I think that's 60. I think D is 50. Or is D 100? No, C is 100. D is 50. So that'd be 69. An excess of 69 led to cardiac arrest. The sooner we circumvent the need for 69, the better. Wow. I hope that wasn't meant as a joke. That was tasteless. Ah. The other scientists were all talking about atoms. I told them not to trust them since they make up everything. They asked me to leave. Actually me. That is actually me. Trying to think of new puns all day about the stored energy of a unit. I think a lot of them have potential. I like this guy. Can I have more of his letters? Oh, can I have more of his letters? I just want to keep looking at his letters. Very little AMRAD energy targeted by the Leaf suit's Guardian. Smaller organisms such as insects, grass, flowers, and other less substantial entities provide close to zero energy, thereby avoiding no value for Pathfinder seeking. I thought bombs were being created were impressive enough, but it's the new weapon prototype that will undoubtedly steal all the attention. It's being called Thanatos. Ooh. Thanatos. Probably that plan to be making a weapon. Actual life force. Life energy. Nothing in here? Oh no, is that the path down? Oh, there's water. This Fisher guy is out of his mind, a total megalomaniac. Just look at that Pathfinder statue in the main lobby. That's what I said. Can't believe we all have to take orders from him unquestionably during wartime. Surely I can't be the only one who feels that way. Why in the hell is Fisher making us ramp up production? We're already working ourselves half to death down here. Now we want sleep-deprived people working around the clock. We're working on explosives, for crying out loud. Yeah, really. Effectively, those wearing Leaf suits deny the wave function collapse. Soon discovered Pathfinder has vision of their own death. It's in fact them actually dying. Instead of remaining dead, they branch off into a new wave of reality whereupon they continue to live, albeit at the cost of an equivalent amount of life from that branch. To put it plainly, if a Pathfinder wearing the Leaf suit dies in some accident, their death is traded with the life of a nearby living thing. They achieve quantum immortality. When I met Einstein at Princeton, I couldn't help but see a hint of Oppenheimer reflected in him. I was astonished by his clairvoyance into the makeup of the universe, viewing the experience of all things natural and spiritual in perfect unison with the self acting as little more than an optical illusion in the perpetual flow of the universe. When Oppenheimer and I studied Indology under Arthur Ryder, I could see that same compassion and empathy for all living creatures brewing within him. Tracing the life seed's location was a simple matter. After years of tracking to the epicenter of the Pleistocene extinction event, I was led to this valley as the location. I couldn't believe my eyes. Upon immediate examination of one of the orbs, I discovered their vast energy potential. With the help of the Pathfinders, I was able to locate the life seed within the valley. Oppenheimer won't believe his ears upon hearing of the marvels I've accomplished. From researcher, I hate that annoying pun guy. I went into the storage looking for inert gas to fill the glove box. He walked by with the last canister in hand and told me it was argon. I hate him. Quantum death and immortality using the LEAP technology is a fascinating field of study. Using this techniques could live out full life without fear of an accident cutting it short, albeit the use of immortality is a misnomer as they simply shift to a new timeline wherein they're still alive. This can only hold true until all practical timelines are exhausted. For an example, an elderly man dying of natural causes is unlikely to shift into a timeline where they do not die, as the parallel world is very unlikely to exist. There's a lot of noise just in that one corner. Okay. Let's keep going. Alright, let's see. Are there these doors opening? Nope. Here we go. Wait,
The valley, it's suffering.
No kidding.
The natural life here seems to be slowly dwindling. Edwin thinks I'm crazy, but I see it becoming quieter. Are we gradually killing them?
No.
That self-righteous anthropologist is stirring up trouble again. Her moral objections to this project are the last thing I need on my mind. If it weren't for the isolation policy, I'd have her removed from the premises and sent back home.
I'm about to do it. That grow within the valley yield vast deposits of energy. Pendulum aims to win the war by harnessing this energy to use the sun. In faster with the pushrod piston maximum velocity upgrade.
Our newly developed pushrod pistons will allow Pathfinders to achieve an unprecedented velocity. By energizing the tunnel rails, the leaf suit should conduct enough energy to reach immense speed.
I didn't even Oh no. Go, boy. No. I gotta go out now. carving out all of these giant colossi everywhere. Even the tunnels must have been pretty important to them, digging out passageways in the middle of a mountain ain't that easy. I don't even know if there's any just to add things about like this. Oh, I feel so slow now.
That damned Oppenheimer! A report just came in stating that Manhattan's first yield test was a surefire success. The explosion yielded 20 kilotons of TNT energy. I know I can outmatch this at greater efficiency, but time is running out. I am ordering a 300% increase in production to meet quotas for a megaton blast yield, produced in 3 days' time. But of course, our trump card lies in the Thanatos cannon prototype under development. Its power, unlike anything Oppenheimer could possibly fathom. With this technology, we'll become the closest thing to gods the world has ever seen!
Bad things happen when people try to be gods. Strain putting on the reactor is beyond safe limits. Ever since the ramp up, I feel like I'm risking my life coming down here for daily pressure checks without a finish upstairs. I don't know how much more the reactors can take. Yeah, people try to become gods and never works out well.
blindly past the point of no return. Edwin can see it too. The animals have all vanished or died off. Trees are withering away. Even those Amrita swarms have become incredibly aggressive. And the Damons, what will happen to them? With word coming in over broadcast of victory in Europe, what's the point in it?
Thankfully, this land was riddled with tunnels for catatonic devices by the other inhabitants of what the reaction was taking its use of the single living stabilized would hopefully
built within the valley, named Astra, works in unison with Soma. The valley's orbs are harvested at the Astra facility, which then cycles through the Soma reactor to be amplified and returned to Astra for weapon creation. The two facilities are interdependent on each other, like yin and yang, to maintain a balance.
So, what do I just do? Escape. Whoa, no. Pendulum's bombs rely on Astra link with Soma. These Astra extractor pulls in energy typically from orbs to deliver to Soma, while the Soma reactor amplifies the energy and sends it back to Astra for weapon creation. Like an eagle. Do I get to fly?
As a precaution, we cannot allow Astra to operate without a link to Soma. Otherwise, it will pull energy indiscriminately until it has robbed life from the entire valley, or even the entire planet. There should be enough energy within Soma's auxiliary reserves to sustain the link for years. However, if the link to Soma is ever disrupted, Astra will need to be shut down immediately.
Keep sucking life without Soma. Why you tease me like that? Like that, yeah, okay. You're alive, you're alive. I don't care if I listen to these poor dudes have been keeping me alive. I can get back. Bunny. That's not a bunny.
They won't listen. The The energy they're demanding from the valley is far outpacing whatever can be produced from the orbs. It's killing this place, and we'll lose it forever if we don't do something. Edwin may try to stop me. I'll no doubt be charged with treason if I'm caught. Maybe even executed. But this is larger than me. This valley, it could very well change the world. I have to save it before it's lost forever.
I don't blame you. I probably would too. Hey, buddy. Hey. You so happy? Still staying happy and free? Yes, you are. Yes, you are. There's that tree hole again. Ghost of Christmas. And nothing else in here. Them vines, some life in them. Them vines and some life in them. Yeah, I'll go back up there, but I'm going to explore in here first. There's a light at the end of this tunnel. Oh, just a train. Nothing in it. Oh, I could just go right across. I didn't have to climb. It's full, and it's just full. That's 4 4-packs, I think. Alright. Let's get across there. I'm gonna have to end it in like a couple minutes because I've been playing for it right now. I have work to do before my class, but I'm so enthralled. Nothing back here. Magnetic surface. was just supposed to come down here. That's odd. Nothing back here. Nothing back here. I'm used to exploring everything for everything to get it. Because I'm blind to it all. My mind, my gun, they comfort me. Because I know I'll kill my enemies when they come. Surely goodness and mercy will follow me all the days of my life, and I will dwell on this earth forevermore. Though I walk beside the still waters and they restore my soul, but I know when I die my soul dead. I know I messed up the word. My bad, my bad. Oh, I never tried to jump over them. I think I was supposed to go down here yet. Restore my soul. I know when I die, so hey. I've gone somewhere I wasn't supposed to go. I think that. Restore a couple more trees to life. Drop some more acorns? 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 No. Maybe if I restore this one. Acorns? Ghosty goose. I still call them ghosty goose. They're not demons. They're ghosty goose. Hey. So kind. Give me those acorns. Alright. Destroy those rats, climb up here to nothingness. I gotta stop myself. I gotta end it eventually. I'm trying to... First I'm gonna try to cheat the system. And... No. Oh, wait. I can't believe we're ramping up production. This seems suicidal. I know what they're doing. I think we're gonna end up killing everything in this valley. Ooh, so she's not the only one. It's all been said and done. She's not the only one. Clunk, 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 clunk. I don't think I was supposed to come up here yet, but I have to go over. I'm gonna get this acorn. There's an acorn here, I'm sure. Looks like there's stuff down there. Okay, first I'm gonna get the stuff down there. This is the winter months up here. Nothing beats running on the snow with the snowshoe attachments on my leaf suit. Sliding down hills, gliding on ice, just sitting back and watching the daemons chase snowflakes are some of my favorite memories. I gotta get a better view. Soma and Astra are in delicate balance, while Astra takes, Soma gives. Those two are interlocked to each other, kind of like yin and yang. In order to produce bombs, we need the external surface of energy to pass through the life seed. I have to admit, I'm a little afraid of working with such a delicate and dangerous system, but if certain bombs are coming out of it, we immediately end it. Have enough medallions to end the ancient period near Astra. Word is the Raptor squad is picking up pace, so we need to work fast. Alright, let's go get a nice view.
Edwin's reluctantly agreed to help. If only to make sure nothing happens to me. One of his squad mates mentioned to him a weapon being built at Astra. Some sort of cannon. We should be able to use it to destroy Astra beyond reparation. Enough to shut down this project. Unfortunately, everyone is working round the clock with the increase in production, so we'll need to pull an alarm to get everyone out. We can then sneak into Astra through the underground tram tunnel that connects the two sites. No one should get hurt. Or, hopefully, caught. To whomever may find this recording, please understand that Fisher has strayed beyond reason. If we don't put a stop to this madness, they could destroy this valley. And with power like this, maybe even the world. If we failed, please do whatever it takes to stop them before it's too late.
Please don't go through with this. This is the army we're talking about. During a war, they'll execute you if you do anything they consider traitorous. I can't bear that thought. Listen to me. I know that things are vile, to say the least, but is it worth risking your life over? Please, Virginia, reconsider this. From Anonymous to Virginia. Virginia, I know of a way to use that cannon you mentioned to disrupt the project. It may sound crazy, but it's worth a shot. Something needs to be done. Not only are we risking our own lives, we're endangering the entire valley, if not the world. Maybe tomorrow night near the step pyramid at dusk. How simple is it to abuse the valley for the sake of building weapons? It's so easy to destroy, but creation, that's what advanced the civilizations. Where would the Romans be if all their inventions were solely for warfare? We think too small if we think only of war. What cost will we pay down the road? The next battle, the next war. What about the next generation? As much as I love the valley, the thought of returning home with Edwin makes me so happy. I'm guessing that's them. Shoot. I think you're insane for doing this, but I don't think I can stop you. The best way to do this is tomorrow night during the guard shift switch. No matter what, we cannot allow ourselves to get caught. I guess they did get caught and they succeeded. At what cost? Whoa. Hello. Is that two eyes? Mama dude. We're gonna use this. Acorns. Acorns. Bad, man. I know you don't mean to be bad. That's why I must give you life. I'll life you to death. That's how this works, guys. Not even get in there. Don't think I can, not right now at least. Alright, I gotta end somewhere. That's my signal. A sneeze. That is it for the first stream of the Valley. I'm definitely doing that again. That was so much fun. That was amazing. And there's actually a story, so even better. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, so much for watching. And as always, I'll see you in the next video. Catch you on the flip side.